Thank you for choosing RJ Young, where your productivity is our mission. This video will go over Ricoh's Copier Classic mode. Default should be to auto paper select. So what that means is it's going to auto detect the size paper you're feeding it, and it's going to pull from the appropriate tray. With that being said, if you want it to pull from a specific paper tray, just click the option you would choose. Buckets with the lines is showing you how full the paper is in each tray. Piece of paper next to the buckets are showing you exactly what orientation the paper is lying in that tray. Anytime you run into the red bucket with the arrow, it's empty. It's asking you to load more paper. Bypass has a lock on it. What that means is it's locked out of the auto paper select. So what that means is if you have specialty paper in the bypass tray, it's not going to automatically pull from it unless you say pull from the bypass tray. In copying, once you select bypass tray, it's going to ask you what size paper is in the tray and what is the paper type. If you are running anything besides plain paper, you need to make sure you tell it that it's running specialty paper. Go to Change Settings, choose Label, Envelope, Thick, any kind of coded. Go to Next. It's going to auto detect the size, or you can tell it a specific paper size. Click OK. Click OK. Now bypass is selected and it's telling you what exactly paper you're putting in the tray. You're defaulted to black and white when you copy, which is good. If you ever do need to make color copies, always, always, always use Auto Color Select. This is for billing purposes. Full color cannot tell the difference between black and white in color, and it will charge you as all full color pieces. Auto Color will detect which pages are color and which pages are black and white and charge appropriately. This is the most important thing about this machine. It's defaulted to look for text and photo, which is good. You can also choose to click Others, and you can choose Generation Copy, Pale, and Map. Generation Copy is for copies of a copy. Things are getting speckled and messed up looking. You can go in here and try and clean that up a little bit. Pale is if you're ever copying from a pre-printed color paper, like yellow, pink, or blue. And when you copy from it, you don't want that background to be on there. Pale will pull the text and only print the text. This works great for pastel colors. Anything darker, it cannot figure out. Map is exactly what it sounds like. That'll copy a map or an atlas to keep it nice and clean. Select OK, and it'll show you that you're copying from a map. Densities to lighten and darken. Original settings is where you're going to tell it to look for mixed sizes. So if you have mixed legal and letter in the same packet, it's going to look for those mixed sizes and spit out as long as you have the appropriate paper in the tray. Batch is if you ever have to copy multiple items onto the glass, go from the top feeder onto the glass, or if you have a large batch of items that need to run through. Say, for instance, you have a document that's 250 sheets or more, you will want to use the batch function. Your reduce and enlarge shortcuts are right here. Your full version is going to be under this reduce and enlarge option at the bottom right. Double-sided shortcuts are located on this third line. This one's taken 2 single-sided sheets to spitting out a double. This one's going from a double to a double. This option's going from a double to 2 singles. And this one is sometimes called in on one, but it'll take multiple originals, shrink them down, put them both up on one. Create margin is exactly what it sounds like. It'll add a margin around to your document. ID card copy is very handy. This is if you ever have to copy an ID card or insurance card and you need to have the front and the back up on one sheet. You would select ID card copy, When you open up your top glass, you're going to place your ID card face down at the top left-hand corner where the little arrow is. Close the glass, hit the start button. Then in small text, it's going to ask you up here at the top, place next originals and hit start, otherwise to finish, hit pound. You're going to open the glass top, flip your card over, put it in the exact same spot in the left-hand corner where the arrow is, close your glass door and hit start. That'll put the front and the back of the ID card on one sheet of paper. Most Ricohs are defaulted to stack right out of the box. What that means is it's going to copy a document and it's going to put things in order of 111, 222, 333. Most times you want it to sort or collate, so you'll choose sort. If you would like to default that, to do that every time you copy, click Reset, Sort, Recall Program, Change Program, Program as Defaults, Program. If it asks you to log in, click Login. Your username is admin, all lowercase. Click Done and OK. There is no password, so just click OK. It's going to ask, are you sure? Click Yes. Now you've just defaulted it to sort every time you copy. Staple options are located right here. This first option, depending on which finisher you have, you may have a staple-less or staple-free staple. What that will do is it will crimp up to 5 sheets together without using a hard physical staple. If you would not like to use the staple-free or staple-less, choose your hard physical staple, which will be this hard tick right here. Hole punch options are located right here. More in depth in the finishing options if you click on finishing. You have a few more options of staple in addition to hole punch. You have 2 options. Depending on your finisher depends on if you have a folding unit. Most will not. More additional options, you can edit and color the document. Most times you will not use the color option. Margin adjust will allow you to adjust the margin over slightly. Keep in mind, the more you move the margin over, the more it will cut off on your right-hand side, so keep that in mind. Erase is exactly what it sounds like. You can erase the center or border, or both. Stamp will add page numbers, date stamps, preset stamps, or even a customizable stamp text. Please keep in mind, if your stamp color is anything besides black, it is officially a color copy, and you will be charged for that. Duplicate combined series is a little bit more in depth than the double-sided options. So some of these are already on our shortcut screen. On combine, we can do up to 16 originals. Series and poster, that'll allow you to copy from a book, but make each individual book page its own separate sheet. You can create books or magazines. And then also copy from a book, have it spit out double-sided. To change your quantity amount, type on your numbers. If you type too many in the quantity, you can hit clear. That will clear it back to 1 without having to reset everything back to the defaults. Original is how many sheets of paper or how many originals are being scanned. And copy is the set that it's currently working on. Sample copy is a nice feature, so if you're copying a large quantity, and it's pretty intricate, so we're pulling from specialty paper, it's double-sided and it's stapled. If you're doing a large quantity of that, you can tell it to sample copy, and what it will do is it will scan it, Spit out one copy and ask if everything looks good, continue printing. Otherwise, go back. So if you would like the rest to be printed, hit continue. Otherwise, you can suspend. The remainder of your options, start, of course, will start your copy job. Stop will cancel your job. Simplified screen is great. If you don't want all of these options, maybe it's a little too techy for you, you can hit simplified screen. That will take some of those extra buttons off. It makes it a little more user-friendly. Just unclick it. Recall program, change program is if you ever want to make any pre-programmed options. Say, for instance, you're always doing the same job. You can come in here and program that. Sometimes it'll ask you to log in. So same thing, admin, no password, all lowercase. Then you can choose what you would like to program it. Click OK. And now that program is changed. To recall that program, just go to Recall Program, Change Program. Select your program, and it will automatically have your program options selected for you.
Thank you so much for using RJ Young for your copier and IT needs. I hope you have a great day.